Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? It is a nice, do I have the right soundtrack on? I do, good. Shouldn't get DMCA'd. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. And by morning, I mean it's night. It's Saturday. It's Saturday night. It's gonna be May. It's May 2nd. And I was gonna work on something else. We were gonna do something else, and you know what? If you know, you know, but I'm kind of in the mood to just chill tonight. I'm kind of in the mood to just take a nice, relaxing, no stress, chill stream tonight. I'm in the mood for that, and you know what? I hope you are too. Because we are going to be wrapping up the Micron Plus. So for those that don't know how we do things around here, no firmware shenanigans. We'll save that for Tuesday. Also, stupid micro SD prices have gone up. So I was trying to find a pack of micro SDs that I bought a while ago that I know I have, but I couldn't find them. So I didn't flash firmware on anything. So I was like, you know what? We're going to finish the Micron. We are going to put the last panels on the Micron tonight. We're going to do some ABS printing with it. And we will do the AAR on it. And then we'll go through, I'll pull up a notepad and we'll make some notes about things to mention on the video. Because we got to do a video on this. I think the only thing I haven't actually put in it yet is lights. I think this kit did come with like an LED strip to put lights in it. And I have no idea where that went. So I'm not going to bother with it. It's small enough, you don't need a light. But we did do some testing. I did some testing yesterday when the stream ended, just to see how, because people were wondering, this got to 50 Celsius. So I turned the bed on to 110 Celsius. I had the part cooling fan on 20%. And I had the little filter intake going, so it was drawing cool air from under the bed and blowing it up in the front. And with that going, in half an hour, the hot end read 50 Celsius. So that's not bad. That's not bad. For no additional heating on a 180 millimeter bed on an enclosed printer, that ain't too shabby. That ain't too shabby. Just finished ADXL tuning on my 2.4. Happy with the results, even though the graphs are not amazing. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, does the printer print better? Then who cares what the graph says? If the printer does what you want it to do, who cares what the graph says? Simple as that. Also, why did I close Fusion? I need to open Fusion again. Why did I close Fusion before going live? I came out here just before going live and I like closed all the programs on my desktop. And then as soon as I closed Fusion, I'm like, why did I do that? I need that. So how's everyone doing today? How is I don't have a fancy name. Other streamers have like fancy names for their audience, and I don't have one. I don't have the crew. I don't have a fancy name for you guys. You're just you guys. Yous. Hey, what are yous up to? Also, I find that stuff kind of cheesy. No offense. Find a lot of stuff cheesy. Nope, don't open that. Nope, close that. Nope. Oh my god, Fusion. What is this, Fusion? Get this out of the way. File. Open. Apparently Fusion has Claude built into it now. So I gotta deal with even more clankers in my daily life. Wait, let me turn this on. Where's the text? Oh no, that's the dead pixel. Loading. Big step file in Fusion. Camera gonna be borked. There you go. There we go. Oh, Fusion crashed. Or no, OBS crashed. OBS crashed. Oh, we're back. There we go. Can you claw code out? I haven't played with OpenClaw at all. I've been avoiding it We are going to be working on some stuff on Twitch in a bit, going back to doing some desktop faffing about downstairs with electronics. But right now, we're finishing up Mass Effect, which is fun. We're having fun. Speaking of fun, who wants to win a spool of filament? Every stream we give away a spool of polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Scroll down, enter there. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Apollo is chatting on a 4K 75-inch screen. How many graybeards can you count, Apollo? How many graybeards can you see? I will stop moving so that the encoding has maximum effect. But how many graybeards are on my face? How many can you see? 1827. Damn. You count fast. So good news. Video on the channel tomorrow is up right now. If you are a channel member, a Patreon supporter, if you're lucky enough, somebody gifted you a channel membership, this week's video is live, this weekend's video is live on the channel already. It is the Voron Phoenix. Is the Voron Phoenix done? General rule of thumb is if the headline ends in a question, the answer is no. But is that always the case? Find out in tomorrow's video, which you can see now if you're a channel supporter. Also, if anyone went to Smurf, the camera's all logged out. If anyone went to Rapid and took a picture of the Voron Phoenix and it's a good picture, can you just post it in the Discord? Because I forgot to take pictures of the Phoenix at Rocky Mountain, and see, that's how much of the delay is. I didn't touch that. I didn't touch that button. It takes a minute to load a step file that's that big. I forgot to take pictures. So I'm kind of screwed with that. So if anyone happened to have taken pictures of the Phoenix at Rocky Mountain, post it in the Discord. I need them for thumbnails. Because I don't want to be, I hate pulling pictures or screenshots out of videos. They never look good. Yeah. You're lucky to have here for now. For now. I wear a hat by choice, but I acknowledge the impending doom. Okay, so what we have to do now is put our bottom panel on. So let's flip this over and get this bottom panel on, and then we got to figure out how we're going to put the rest of the panels on, and then we will get some ABS printing on this. I haven't printed any ABS. I was going to print something last night, and then I was like, you know what? We'll do it tomorrow. Oh my God, look at this. Look how cool this looks. Oh, it's such a clean setup under here. Look at this. Look at this setup. Look at this setup. Look how cool this looks. Okay. So apparently there's like a bunch of spacers I'm supposed to use for this. We got handles I got to put on. So we've got handles. Don't need you, don't need you. We've got spacers though. And I think they just kind of, yeah, they go in the back here. Yeah, so we got one in the back. Oh, this is going to be annoying. So you need these spacers so that the bottom panel doesn't hit shit, because right now it'll hit shit if I put it in. So you got to use all these spacers, and I'll be honest, I don't like it. I think it's kind of a dumb thing to do. I'd much rather not have spacers. And again, like I kind of get it. But I also think it's stupid and annoying. So, like, I get it. They're accent colors, right? It's an accent color. You can see here on the CAD now that it's loaded. You can see how it works. It's an accent color. But I still think it kind of, I don't know. I wish the skirts didn't have it, and I wouldn't have to deal with, you know, lining shit up. Simple as that. Random question: how far away is your camera? This one? This one is approximately, if I reach out like this, probably about another 2.5, 3 feet from my fist to the camera lens. It is a Sony A64 or A6300, 4K 30. Actually, it might be 4K 24 because of crop. So it's 4K, and it's got a Sigma 16 lens. This overhead camera is like, I could touch it. If you want to know, I could touch it right here. But this is as far as it zooms. It works much better when it's not this. It's just a Canon Vixia camera. So at least now I could see where everything goes. So you go there. You go here. So this is going to be annoying because I got to like line up everything and then put screws through everything. Ooh, this is going to be easy. Oh, I got to install some heat sets. Let me turn my heat set gun on because I got to install these like this. And then there's a heat set. Also, what is this piece? Was I supposed to print this? Is that a piece that I was supposed to print? Apparently it was. Okay, well, I don't have that piece. I guess I will live without it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'm gonna put that heat set in for these two. So we'll do that over here. And then we got a bunch of these little guys, which go like that. Lining all this shit up. This is gonna be annoying to line all this up. You gotta line it up while you have a plate sitting on it. And then those two go there. Okay. Look at all these extra parts I printed I don't need. Awesome, awesome. Heat sets. Heat sets here. That was the built-in support of the skirt. Oh, yeah, you're right. There is no part that goes in the front then. Yeah, it's just built-in support. So that's not part. Okay. So that's good. I don't have to worry about that then. Actually, I don't even need heat sets for these. These just screw into plastic. These are screw into plastic. Okay. Grab my M3.8s. And I'm going to need something to elevate me to the position. I need to rise up to the occasion. Rise! Rise up! Yeah, that just screws into plastic. Yeah, I've decided to put a warning because of how annoying it is when the camera glitches and it never goes, why's your camera glitching? It's like, it happens every time. We know about it. Okay, so here's our panel. I mean, I could just, I'm okay with that, whatever. Oh, this is gonna be, oh dang it, I gotta take the feet off for this. This is gonna be annoying, I gotta take the feet off. Take the feetsies off. Genetics is a thing from the mother's side for baldness. Yep, I don't care. I honestly, I was actually gonna shave my head, and then my wife's like, don't do that. I was like, okay. I mean, I wear hats. I'm a hat guy. I wear hats. I used to work in a shop and I just wore hats a lot working there. And I don't know, I like wearing hats. It feels weird when I go outside I don't have a hat on. But that's a personal preference choice. Dang it, that's gonna be annoying. Okay, we're not plugged in, so I shouldn't have to worry about electrocuting myself. So we got that going for me, which is nice. Okay. Son of a pope. You know what? See, this is the problem, because these... Son of a... Okay. Little dab of E6000. Honestly, that's not a bad idea, but then I'd have to worry about it constantly potentially falling out in the future. Otherwise, I would just VHB these in. Like, I could just VHB them in and never have to worry about it again. But it is what it is. Okay, so now gentle, gentle, gentle. There we go. There we go. Okay. So the question is, what size screws do I need for this? I don't think M3/8 will reach. Will M3/8 reach? M3/8 do not reach. M3/8 do not reach. What size screws do I need? M312. I can deal with that. There we go. So what is everyone up to tonight? What is everyone up to tonight? What is the word? What is the exciting thing going on tonight? What's the hot news? What's the drama? What's the word? Pizza rolls, dude. I can go for pizza rolls. I did chicken strips. I did chicken strips tonight. I did chicken nuggets with the sauce. So I'm just getting all the screws started for now, and then I'll go around and tighten them. Because also, I don't want to deal with having to take this off, ever. I mean, what I could actually do, what would be smart, is not these ones, but put like a dab of E6000 or super glue or something around the edge here. So that way when you go to take it off, it stays with it. The spacers stay with it. I might do that. That actually sounds like a good idea. Is that a good idea? Put some go around and just put some super glue. Or just like epoxy or something. So that way if I ever got to take the bottom plate off, all these little spacers, they stay aligned. VHP. I could VHP it. I didn't want to put VHP because the problem is if I put VHP, it's going to sit up higher, and then the wheels won't fit, or the feet won't fit. By the way, for the record, this is only the second time ever I put a bottom panel on a printer. We're now up to 2 printers total in my 7+ years of building Voron. Actually, what are we at? 2006, 8 years of building Voron. This is the second time I put a bottom panel on a printer. Only the second time. Because the idea is this printer is a show printer. So if I bring a printer to a show, this is going to be one of the printers I bring. Because it's fully enclosed, it's compact, it shows off, you know, what's cool with 3D printers. So it'd be a good way of showing people how 3D printers work and whatnot. And I actually built it pretty well. It actually turned out pretty well, so it's aesthetically pleasing. And it's pink, which is always cool. Whenever, word of advice, as somebody who's been to trade shows and whatnot, half the population isn't a dude. So it makes sense to have stuff that appeals to everyone. Printers are cool, pink's a cool color. Kids love shit like this. Make it fun. You don't want shit to be boring, you want shit to be fun. Oh my god, that's so much easier that you can put your hand under it. How does this go on? This goes on, like, how does this go on? How do these go on? There's heat sets that go in it. Why are there heat sets? Are there clamps? What? How does this go in? Oh, okay. That's what that is. That's what these are, I think. Did I print those? I don't know if I printed those. Did I print these little clamp pieces? Are these them? I did print them. Okay, I did print these. Sweet. Okay. So I do need my heat set. Two, 3, 4. I did print these. Sweet. So they clamp on. Ah, that's clever. That's clever. So, dude, this printer turned out so damn aesthetically pleasing. Like, I'm happy. This printer turned out so good. Whoever said the scuff marks on here were glue were wrong. Yeah, they're like, oh, it's adhesive. It'll come right off. No, it won't. Yeah, that's totally fracked stress marks. Okay. I don't know where my heat gun is anyways. Oh, there it is. Do I have power? Power. All the power. All the power. Trying to hold stuff that gets hot sucks. 1 second. There we go. Doesn't have a flat on it, so it's gonna be annoying. Wait, I'll just do that. Haha. One. Two. 3. There we go. Yeah, somebody's like, I did a short where I'm like, oh, if you have stress marks on your print, just use a heat gun and you can get them off really easy. And somebody's like, those aren't stress marks, that's glue. It should come off with ISO. So I'm like, okay. So I tried it with ISO and it didn't come off. So they're stress marks. Like, that's what I get for never listen to internet comments. Never listen to comments on the internet. You won't learn anything. Also, I'm going down the stupid Meshtastic rabbit hole again. I don't know why I want to build a Meshtastic network in my area. There is nobody around me that I know who's into it. I live in an area that is like surrounded by farm field except for the subdivision I'm in. And I will literally be talking to myself. But I kind of want to get back. I want to try getting into Meshtastic. I don't know why. What is Meshtastic? It's a decentralized communication network. So essentially, it uses long-range, low-power Wi-Fi. Essentially, I think I can't remember if it uses the Bluetooth protocol or just like your generic Wi-Fi protocol. In North America, it runs at 950 megahertz, whatever that means. So short story long. You use a bunch of cheap hardware. It's like ESP32 based, a lot of it. Low power antennas. And you basically put these nodes everywhere. And it allows you to communicate by basically bunny hopping a signal. So you can basically bunny hop messages through people's nodes. It's like a decentralized communication network. Jeff Geerling has a couple videos on it that probably explain it a lot better than I ever could. Right about, is that centered? Yeah, that's it. Go. But the idea, the reason I'm starting to think about doing it again is my son. We do not want to give our son a cell phone. We do not want to give my son a cell phone. He is 8 years old. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need a cell phone. I don't care what anyone says. He doesn't need a cell phone. The problem is, how do you communicate with him without a cell phone? Right? So we're thinking like, hey, his school is only a kilometer away from our house. His school is not far from our house. So we can build, I could put a receiver on my roof, and if he's at the park or something with his mom or friends or whatever, he can at least like message us in the area. And then he's not exposed to the internet, and I don't got to worry about any of that shit. So part of me is like, hey, that's actually not a bad idea, I think. A dumb phone? Well, you can get devices that just work on the network. Or what most people do, they just build a receiver that then talks to a phone via Bluetooth. And you use an app on your phone to communicate. So it doesn't actually use the cell phone network. It just uses the phone as like the interface device. Which there are advantages to doing it that way, right? You save stuff and whatnot. Texting with T9. Bro, I love T9. T9 was awesome. Back in high school, I got my Motorola Razr, right? I just flip it out of my pocket and just, I'm like this, texting, right? T9, you didn't have to look at anything. I was good at T9. When Prusas have T9, when you go to set up your Wi-Fi on it, it's T9. I love it. I love T9. I guarantee you there's some Zoomers in chat right now. They're like, Not even zoomers. I'm pretty sure there's some, we got some, yeah, zoomers. There's some zoomers in chat are like, what's T9? It'll literally go T-Deck. Yeah. Plus, another cool thing about them, you can build them really low power. Like, they don't really use a lot of power, some of them. So what you could do, I need to do some squeezing. Something you could do is if you're like in an area that's disaster prone or something. There we go. You could basically do an impromptu network. You could set up an impromptu network pretty quickly and easily for communication. So if, like, you know, power goes out, cell phone network's down, you just throw a bunch of repeaters up everywhere that are solar powered and you can communicate. So it's a pretty cool idea. It's kind of like, it's like nerdy Linux ham radio, but it's texting only. So, I don't know, the hardware isn't too expensive, and you don't need licenses or anything, it's not regulated. So, it's something, I don't know, might be fun to do. We'll see. As an engineer teacher, cell phone ban is annoying. Well, okay, like, as somebody who grew up when cell phones got popular at high school, I was born in '88. My first cell phone was a Motorola Razr V2, okay? Or V3, I can't remember. It was a Motorola Razr. So I grew up when, like, cell phones were first present in classrooms. And, like, they were like, teachers were like, no, you can't have it. They just took it. If you had a cell phone in class, they just took it. There was no justifying it. It's like, why do you have that? Get out of here with that. So I do not believe kids should have cell phones in schools. It is, you don't need it. You don't need it. Okay. So that's that. What I'm gonna do is plug it in now. God, this thing looks so good. Look how good this looks. I love how good this looks. Ah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to tell it to heat up while we install our spool holders. So how do these work? So I have two on the top here, and these just click in, I think. Oh, these use these, okay. So, right about there? Yeah, right about there. There we go, that goes there. And then this goes right about there. Like, even these just click in. Very nice. I got my Bowden tube. Where's my tube of bow? A tube of bow. Now I got to figure out this spool holder. How does the spool holder work? So this mounts on right here. Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a nut in here. Take you off. Take you off. Take you off. Oh, that's gonna be annoying to line that up. Yeah, because that's got to go right about here. And it just slides in. Yeah, that just slides in. Okay. 312. And then I also need a nut. A crazy in the coconut. PC probe related. Yeah, the PC probe's been good so far. It's been pretty solid so far. Actually, let me home the printer here quick, because I got to run the Bowden tube. So home all. And actually, I'm gonna have to flip this on its side for this. So let it home first. Oh. Okay, you say that. There we go. Don't move it while you're doing homing. Don't move the printer while you're homing it. It doesn't like it. Oh, shit. I had that stuff on top. Hopefully I didn't lose a bunch of shit. I need you, and I need you. There we go. Okay, where's me nut? Where's me nut? There's me nut. Okay, where is this supposed to be in relation to everything? So a little bit up from the bottom, just below the halfway point. Okay, right about there. Alright, that won't reach. That is ever so slightly too not long enough. And I don't think I have 14s. Is this a 14? That might work. No, that will not work. Okay. Where is the 12? Okay, so that is a bit of a problem. I can't get it to go in. Maybe I got to do the trick where I put something under it. So we can get it up a bit higher. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, it won't bite it. It won't bite it. Yeah, it won't bite. Shit. How am I supposed to do this? Yeah, it won't bite. Oh, oh. Haha, gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. There we go. Huzzah. Okay, we're good there. Put you back on. Put you back on. Put you back on. I love quick release snaps. While the magnets are cool, the ones with the magnets are cool, It is a bit annoying. The magnets are not strong enough. The magnets have a habit of, when you move the printer around, if you have these are held on with magnets, they just kind of go flying. It kind of sucks. I put this on the wrong frickin' side. This is supposed to be on this side. And it's the wrong way around. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. This has got to go right. How's this supposed to go? Right here. This goes here, not there. You know, sometimes my genius knows no limits. And by genius, I mean, not genius. Why do you guys watch this? Why do you guys watch this? What are you guys getting out of this? Why are we here? Just to suffer. You tried? Oh, was somebody in chat going, "You're doing it wrong"? And the whole time I wasn't paying attention. I'm trying to see if I could sneak it in this way, or if I got. Yeah, that won't work. Where are the flat ones? Let me try to put a flat one on this. Maybe I can slide it down with this to feel better about ourselves. We're just here to suffer. Suffer for your entertainment. I'm trying to get this lined up. Come on. Get in your hole. And it came off. Damn it. It's always the last little thing that makes life suck. I haven't even been drinking. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. I will say one of the kind of issues with the LDO kits, it's not really a huge issue, but it is like one of those things just to keep in mind. The extrusion profiles that LDO uses are a little bit tighter than some of the other profiles that you see out there. So it is something to kind of keep in mind if you are building an LDO kit, that sometimes stuff is just going to be a little bit more finicky because of alignment issues, or because the slots in the extrusions are just a little bit tighter than average. It's just the profile that they can get in China. It's just a little snugger than like the ISO standard profile that everything is kind of designed around. So that is just kind of something to keep in mind if you are building with an LDO based kit, is that you may have to faff around a little bit. You may have to faff around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you go there. And I'm supposed to put another one on this side. That ain't happening. We're just gonna do that. Gotta slide another nut in here on this side now. so I can line this all up. I love how the stupid, out of everything, the stupid spool holder has been the biggest pain in the butt. And of course it's magnetic, so I can't just line that up. Nope. There we go. What size screw is this one? M312. Another one. Yeah, it just doesn't want to bite. Oh, it does bite. We're good. We're good. Okay, that one grabs there. That grabs there. We're good. We're good. We have a spool holder. We have a T-Rex. There we go. Dude, I actually, tomorrow's video is the most edited, least edited video on the channel. I did rotoscoping. I did a bunch of video effects. I actually did editing for tomorrow's video. And then the rest of the video has no editing. I made a dumb little intro for the video. Maybe if you guys will, maybe I'll share it. Maybe I'll share it later. David's here. Hi, David. I see my company's logo on the board behind Nero. I feel special. What board? What company logo? Oh, the Cocoa Press? Yeah, the Cocoa. I need to get more. That was a thing I was doing for a while. The idea would be I would collect stickers and put them on the board, and then I kind of forgot to do that because it's behind me and I never look at it. Okay, so we got the machine's homed, right? The machine's homed. Okay, let's do a QGL. Collection of maker chips. I have a bunch. The thing is, I don't like collecting maker chips because I don't know what to do with them. I just end up collecting a whole bunch of them and then I never do anything with them. Especially because I got to fly, so it's like by the time of the end of the day, I just have pockets full of maker chips and whatnot. They just, I don't know. I did that once and I have a bunch. I just don't know what to do with them. By the way, if you're designing spool holders and you want a real easy way to make like a cheap, quick, easy spool holder, print one and then just put a slot in it for a PTFE tube and then have the spools just ride on the PTFE tube. It works surprisingly good. Like legit, it works surprisingly good. There we go. So this spool holder is pretty handy because you could just slide it out and then you could store it. So when you're transporting with the printer, you could just stick it on the side here and it's out of the way. And then when you want to print, after you have the printer out, you just slap it on the side there. Voila. There is one that also pivots. I have it on one printer. I don't know exactly what printer, but I do have it on a printer. I just don't have it because it requires springs and other hardware, whereas this one is just this friction fit, so no additional hardware. Okay, so we are here because we need to, oh shoot, I gotta take that filament out. Let me heat this up. So I got filament in there. 220. Let's get this filament out of here. But we're gonna have our Bowden, our tube of bow. Make your chip seat into a trade show. I mean, they're really handy. Like these are my business card. If I'm out somewhere and I think I'm gonna be talking to people, I do bring these because that QR code goes to canuckcreator.com, which one day I will get off my butt and actually make it a website. But for now, it just bumps you to my YouTube channel. Okay. There we go. What was that? Did I trigger a home? Oh, did I? Oh, did I hit home? I hit park. Okay. Turn that off. Don't need you on. Okay, so I need you come through here. And then, should I attach this? I would attach that. Do I have any more of these little guys? I think I threw them all out. Because I could have used this to attach it. You know what? Oh my god, cutting through a TPU, a solid TPU print. Jeez. I mean, it's the wrong color for this build. I'll reprint it in black or something if this works. But let's see if this works. There we go. There we go. That works. That works. Okay. And then, so let's heat this bed up. We're going to print some ABS. There we go. Okay. We need something to print. We need something to print now. What are we going to print? I need something to print. What are we going to print? What are we going to print? I need something to print. We need some ABS. What do we have? You know what? Let's use some of this. I have a bunch of this. Is this open? I don't know how wet this is. That's probably wet as shit. What do we got? We got yellow. I need that yellow. ABS blue. ABS yellow. ABS yellow. This is probably wet AF, but let's try it. Let's try some LDO blue. So the question is, how is this supposed to get to here? Do you just kind of let it hit that 90? Like, how is that supposed to run? Because I'm looking at the CAD here. It's almost like, I mean, I can move it back. Move it right back to the edge, probably. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Okay. How wet is this filament? Let's find out. If it's wet, I'll use a different spool, but I got a feeling it's pretty wet. Okay, so now let's see if this extruder can actually grab this filament and suck it in. So extrude 50 millimeters at 5 millimeters a second. Extrude. Oh, it's sucking it in. Filament's going in the machine. Oh. Ah. Okay, somebody find me something fun to print. Somebody find me something fun to print. And then we will print. So somebody find me something fun to print, and then we will print. We got blue ABS here. We got some blue LDO ABS, and it's actually not bubbling, so it should be good. Should be good. Turn the filter fan on. Controller fan on. Controller fan's on. They're not spinning though. Why is the controller fan not spinning? Controller fan is not spinning. That is a problem. Shoot. Why is the controller fan not spinning? Why is the controller fan not spinning? Hot end's hot enough for it. Printer.cfg fans. Max power that. What am I missing? Controller fan. Oh wait, shouldn't I need a machine, printer, where's fans, kickstart, heater, bed, that's why. I don't have it assigned to anything. Yeah, I don't have it assigned to anything. Error. Heater temp is not valid in section controller fin, controller fan. What? Heater fan equal controller fan. Oh, heater fan, yeah. Idle speed is not a valid section. Fan speed, kickstart, there we go. There we go. Can't do PWM. What? What am I missing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me actually read this. Max PowerPoint 5 kickstart time. What? Pin, fan speed, kickstart time, heater. Pin, oh, max power. Can I not have a max power? Fan speed. That's what it is, fan speed. There we go. Okay, I can hear a fan going. I hear a fan going. Not that fan though. It's still not going. These fans aren't, controller fan isn't going. Shoot. Do I have the wrong pin assigned? Uh-oh. Can somebody go back in time and take a screenshot of the controller board? When I had this flipped upside down and I had, can somebody pull up the stream? Here, let me do it. I will do it. And figure out, because I don't want to take the bottom panel off. I think we have the wrong pins. Let me find it. Okay. So, get rid of chat. Okay. Paint. The fact it takes that long for paint to open annoys me. Okay. And this is an LDO Leviathan pinout. Wrong pin or the voltage jumper. Yeah, I'm hoping it's... No, I want to know the pins, though. Okay, so which one do we have here? So it's 1, 2, and then the third one from the end. Where's the pins? Oh man, I hate this. I hate they don't have a labeled stupid thing. I like the Big Tree Tech. The way Big Tree Tech does it, I like it much better. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, why don't you have a label on this, Big Tree Tech? Or fuck. LDO Leviathan pinout. Show me. I'll just look at this. Show me an actual view of the fucking board. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it's fan 1, right? So it's plugged into fan 1. 1, 2, 3. Fan 1. Okay. So fan 1 pin out. Fan 1 is PB3. And then what do we have? PV7. Where's PV7? So it's PV3. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. Fans are doing fan stuff. And what I can probably do, because I think I know what I did. I think I know I did a trick. I got a pro gamer move hack for you guys. Okay, I got a pro gamer move hack. Let me just double check right here. Okay. I got a pro gamer move hack. Okay, that's still pretty loud. If your fans are 24 volts, you want to know the trick? Plug them in at 12 volt. Put the jumper to 12 volt, and your fans just will not run as loud. I do that with pretty much all my printers. If the fans for the controller are 24 volt fans and there's a jumper, I just plug the jumper in for 12 volts. So I've undervolt my fans. Because a 12 volt fan running at, a 24 volt fan running at 12 volt is a lot quieter. So, there we go. I just want to do a QGL to make sure this is happy doing a QGL with this setup. And then we will print. And then we'll be happy. Okay, let's do a QGL. Because I need to make sure these cables aren't like pulling it. But somebody find me something fun to print and link it in the Discord and we'll print something. I need something fun to print. A lot of people took screenshots. Thank you. I appreciate it for the help. But yeah, find me something to print, share it in the Discord, and we will print it. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, join the Discord, go to the live stream channel, find me something to print, and I will print it in blue ABS. Homer in blue ABS, I don't think would be a good print. So let's get rid of all of that. Yeah, I will say the way Big Tree Tech does their layout for pins, like when they do their pin diagrams, I really like Big Tree Tech's documentation for pins. It makes it a heck of a lot easier. Also, I have these little, I don't know where these go. Where do these go? Do these just kind of, are these just accent pieces? I think these are accent pieces. Do they just kind of fit in stuff? I don't know where these go. They just kind of jam them in holes. I don't know. Do I just jam these in? Where do these go? I don't know where these go. Whatever. I've also got a bunch of these. I don't know what these do. Oh, these go in there, I think. Are these little plugs for this so I don't lose more heat? Is that what these are? Oh, these do go in there. Okay. Well, that's something I'll do when the printer bed isn't a million degrees. These are cool. They clip into the little holes here, so you don't lose heat. That's cool. That's nifty. Also, I'm supposed to put a heat set through here so I can pinch these and actually tighten these, so it actually holds them in place, because this is going to move, but whatever. That's a future Taylor problem. Let's get this printing. Let's get this printing. What are we going to print? What are we going to print? What did you guys share? No, we're not going to do a figure 13. I need something that I can print in a little under 2 hours. What is a fun little print we can do in about 2 hours? I've already printed that. This guy is getting so many points. Who is this Leo guy? This Leo guy, some random no-name account that didn't even bother setting it up because it got a bunch of numbers on the end. I don't know if that's a thing on printables. Probably not. I'm probably talking out of my ass. But this model is a free model that was given out by Amazon. All this guy did was download the free model from Amazon, because you just go to the Project Hail Mary site and you can just download it. You just download it. So this is the official, and he just re-uploaded it to printables, and he's just raking in the points doing that. Must be nice. Must be nice. Oh, look at the little dragon, little velociraptor. Does this need support? Let's just print this. Nah. Does he need support? Does this need support? Yeah, that needs support. We don't like printing support models. Low poly owl. Well, we got blue. Same with this, same with the Rocky. What is this? Generic ABS, 240, 280. Oh, wow. Why is this so hot for ABS and ASA? Why is that so hot for ABS ASA? 260, 255. Oh, because I was doing dumb, stupid testing with this profile. That's why. That's why. It's because this is a stupid profile. Cooling. 20%. Yeah, that's sure. Well, I can't go. Okay, so let's do 0.2 layer height. What is that fancy support that we like? Or what's not crosshatch? What is it? I can never remember. Is it FK or D? The D. FK. 3 walls, 4 top, 3 bottom. That's fine. Yeah, that works. How long is this print? It's a 4-hour print. Whatever. Let it do its thing. So let me download the eyes here so I can print them separately. Yeah. Okay. Upload and print. Knitted bunny. Okay. all the glitching. Why is it glitching? Shouldn't be glitching anymore. Oh, from slicing, yeah. Also, if you are in for doing shit for a good cause, doing some cross promotion, go check out Liz, Pez Liz right now. They're doing a charity stream to fundraise. So, well, I'm saying, you know, we're having a pretty cool party here, but open this up in another tab and help out a good cause too. So check out Pez Liz if you're not already following her on Twitters. Her and Zombie do cool shit on Twitter. I stream on Twitter, but I don't do 3D printing stuff on Twitter. But yeah, check them out because they're doing some charity stuff right now, which is always for a good cause. They're doing it for St. Jude, so check them out. Okay, so what are we doing right now? Let me just make sure. I have no idea how the start G-code of this is. I think we're printing with a brim, so that'll come in handy. Sure that isn't Twitch? It is. What did I say it was? Did I say Twitter? I meant Twitch. Yeah, it's Twitch. Obviously, it's Twitch. You can see. See with your eyes. Your special eyes. My brand. The amount of special eye jokes I have made in the entirety of our playthrough of Mass Effect is... I need to do more. My brand. Also, subscribe to my Twitch. Subscribe to my second YouTube channel. I upload Twitch VODs of me playing video games. They get like 5 views a video. It's one of those channels. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. Exactly. I'm actually pretty happy that this is pretty happy. This is a pretty happy setup. I was a little worried at first about the Bowden tube and the umbilical causing the sensorless to not work for the PZ probe. Well, it is censored, but causing the PZ probe to be a little wonky, and it doesn't seem to be doing that. So we should be okay, hopefully. Let me get camera B set up here for this. There we go. This is such a clean setup. I love how this printer turned out. Mobile's on. Why aren't you working? Mobile camera. Are you plugged in? You're plugged in. Yeah. Mobile camera's plugged in. Mobile camera's plugged in. Did you somehow become unplugged? No, you're not that one. What's going on here? Mobile. There we go. Overhead. I think I moved the wrong camera. I moved the wrong camera. That's what I did. 1 second. There we go. How's that first layer doing? First layer could be a little closer. Push that first layer down just a little bit. May need to recalibrate it all. I probably am gonna have to redo input shaper now that like everything's actually attached. So the input shaping value is gonna be out. So we are gonna have to redo input shaping on this printer, just for the fact that right now the value we're using for input shaping didn't have a tool head attached to the printer, or it didn't have an umbilical attached to the printer, as supported as it is now. And it also didn't have the Bowden tube attached, it didn't have filament in it, and it didn't have the enclosure on the printer. So the values for input shaping are off. They're close, they should be fine, but They are, they could be better. Did we figure out how hot the chamber? So according to the random thermometer that I just kind of threw in there and the tool head, what I did was I parked the tool head in the middle of the printer volume. So home to XYZ 0, and then I moved it right to the middle, right? So it's a 180 cube, so 90, 90, 90. And then I turned the part cooling fan on low, so 20% part cooling fan. I turned the filter fan on high. So the filter fan, which is actually off, let me turn it on right now. Turn that on. So we had some convection going, and then we turned the bed on to 110. We got to about 50 Celsius in the chamber. Now, the thing is, we can do more. The printer can put these fans in there for blowers so that you can even do more current air cooling or convection current going. But we're running on pretty low values right now. We're running on like min values, so whatever. It's fine. Gonna get the fancy new Revo nozzle. The Fuji, maybe. I'm not in a rush. This has a Revo in it. Which one does that have? That doesn't. That has a whatever that kit came with. But yeah. So this is what's going on right now. We are doing a camping trip this summer. Well, we're doing a trip this summer, and part of it involves camping. So we're going through our house to figure out what exactly we have for camping supplies. Because it's like, my wife had some stuff when she was a kid, her family went camping, and there's still some stuff she has. And like, I have some old army stuff and whatnot. So one of the things we have is like an old air mattress that's just been sitting under the stairs, folded up for like, probably about 20 years. It's like a Coleman brand, right? So right now that's inflated in the basement with some boards on it and a pile of filament, just to make sure there's no holes in it. So that's what's going on in my basement right now. That is you can't really see it. You can see it a little bit. That first layer is good. Ignore the brim is a little too low or too high, but that first layer on the print itself is pretty cash money, I would say. I would say that first layer of the actual print. Ignore the brim. The brim's a little too high, but I would say the rest is pretty cash money. Guaranteed to leak when you sleep on it. I know, that's why you bring a kit. What I'm worried about is the tent. We haven't used the tent yet, and the tent is old. You know the tent you found in the basement? Actually, it's my wife's parents bought it when they went camping when she was a kid. And I think she told me they only used it like 2 or 3 times at most. For like local weekend camping, so not a crazy amount of use, but the fact we set it up last year, but I haven't actually tested it in the rain. We just kind of set it up to make sure it was all there. The fact that you can't buy a Sport Tech tent anymore, that's usually a good sign, right? When you go to test your tent and the brand, or go to look it up and you can't because the brand, it doesn't exist anymore. Oh yeah, the whole plan is we're doing this, like, the trip's not till the end of July. But the idea is basically to do a test camp in the backyard with the little guy, because he's never slept outside or anything like that. So the idea is we're gonna camp in the backyard one night on a weekend. So you probably won't get a Saturday night stream that weekend. The idea is, you know, once it starts getting a little bit warmer out, do a camp in the backyard night and see how it goes. Test everything out, make sure it's all good and whatnot. Bought a 240 volt induction cooktop for camping. We have one of those little butane stove cookers that I bought for like $13 at Costco. It's like a single burner. I mean, it's good enough. Like, we're only gonna be outside for 2 nights, so maybe 3 or 4, it depends. But right now we only got 2 nights planned. One in on the shore Bay of Fundy and one in Shetty Camp. I mean, it could have been Sears. I don't know. Again, it's like a 20-year-old tent. It's in good condition. The plan is we're just going to set it up when it's nice and dry out, and I'm going to spray it with like the silicone water repellent and just like let it do its thing kind of thing. But the trick is, it's like, look how much it is to rent a hotel room right now, because hotel room prices are insane. And then it's $35 to camp for one night in Parks Canada locations. So a Parks Canada campsite is $35 a night. So we're sleeping in campsites a couple nights. Bring the positron. I probably will bring the positron, simply for the fact that I got to figure out how to do content while on this vacation. I'm going to try and bank up a couple videos and shorts, so there'll be some content on the channel. But the idea is we're going to have a couple community streams. So we're going to have the print of the month stream. The last Friday of the month will be a community print stream. So we'll be doing that. And then the idea is to try and think up another couple streams that are community related. So that way we can, I can still do a stream, but I don't need to have a printer with me kind of thing. But I probably will bring the positron too. So we'll see. And then don't forget, if you haven't entered yet for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Other people get to get videos early, participate in members only stuff, get access to the Discord, and it's a good old time. Because tomorrow's video is actually ready now. So if you are a channel supporter, you can watch tomorrow's video right now. Actually, here, you know what? I'm tempted. I've got the intro here that I had to edit. I might show it off. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can be coerced into sharing the stupid little edit I made to start the video. People who saw the video like the intro. I actually did an edit for the intro of the video. So, just like a dumb little 10-second thing, which took as long to render as the rest of the video. Posted a pic. Let me see. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I have been lucky enough to be in the Arctic with the Aurora and all that a couple times, so 1,700 meter altitude, nice. Yeah, my little guy's just turned 8, so it's a nice looking. Dude, this thing turned out so nice. It is such a clean build. It is such a clean build. I'm so happy how it turned out. Actually, while that's doing that, let me see. Do I have black filament loaded? I do. Okay. Let me print on the Prusa here. I know it's cheating. I'm just going to print the eyepieces on the Prusa so I can just put it together tomorrow. Because the thing is that now I have to print a bunch of stuff on this printer so I can make a video on it. So that's like, the build is done. We finally wrapped it up. Because for those that don't know how I do builds, usually what we do okay, I gotta print that. Shoot, I screwed up. Okay, I do gotta print that. Usually what I do is I print or I build the printer and then I don't close it until after the I'll build the printer and then I don't enclose it until like there's at least a day of print time on it, because nothing is worse than going through all the hassle of building a printer and then you enclose it all and then it's like, oh, you wired up something wrong, take it all apart or get at something. So at least, you know, without the panels and everything on, it's pretty easy to get at everything. So you build the printer up, you do a bunch of tests on it, make sure everything's good, make sure everything's happy, make sure your belts are all nice and tensioned and everything's happy, and then go ahead and panel it up. So this build is officially done. This is done. There is, you know, unless I want to add lights or a camera to it, this printer is done. And I'm happy with it. So I am very happy with it. So what's the next printer? We have to finish the stealth changer. And then I tried an R2 whenever I can get approval from Steve to start building that on stream. And then also I got to talk to Jason a baby belt, hopefully. I want to build a baby belt, and I would love to have the baby belt hanging on the wall. And if you donate, it would print your name. But I have no idea how to set that up to do that. But that would be something fun to do. It would just print your name, and then it would drop it into a bin or something, like a Plinko thing, and it would just fill up with everyone's name. So it'd be kind of cool to get an API thing going, vibe code something, that like if you donate it to the channel, like gift memberships or super chat or something, it would like just make a little badge with your name on it, and it would just print it, and then it would just and it would just be a continuous thing. It would just be a continuous thing. So that would be something kind of fun to do. So. Print a Plinko marble. That would be fun. I mean, that would be kind of cool. It prints your name off on like a little disc, like a little Plinko, and then it drops. And if you happen to land in like the very middle, you get a free hat or something. That actually would be a fun idea. That would be a fun thing to do. Have a Plinko board and just have at the very bottom. If you hit the jackpot, if you donate, it prints your name, it drops. You hit the jackpot, you get a free hat. That would be kind of fun to do. Because the thing with the baby belt or any belt printer, you can hang it vertically on like French cleats, and it could just print continuously forever. Yeah, it would just be like something with your name on it. It would just have to be something with your name on it. Also, this is the other funny thing. We're going to be spending a weekend with my brother up in Ottawa before heading over to the Bay of Fundy area and like Nova Scotia and whatnot during the trip this summer. And the problem is, it's like, if you see the map of Canada, it's like, Maine's in the way, damn it. I'm going from here to here, and I have to go all the way up and over and down and out. Because there's no roads in this area. There's like, I guess there's a national park here. So you would have to like go down and around and over. And it takes literally the same amount of time, but then you also have to go through 2 international borders. One going into the US and then one going back into Canada. So it makes no sense to go that way. So you got to go up and around and over. Yeah, it's the main problem with Maine. This is actually some really nice filament. Hopefully, this better not be the filament I actually need. No, it's not. This is Steel Wave Blue. And the filament that we're going to be using to print the Trident R2 parts is LDO Blue. So we got LDO Blue. And so if you're wondering what parts we're printing the Trident, or what colors we're using for the Trident, LDO Blue and Buddy 3D Yellow ASA. So these are what we're using for the, these are the IKEA colors for the IKEA themed Trident R2 that will have the Bondtech index on it. gotta fire off an email to Bondtech, just be like, we got a timetable for any of that yet? Finally give away a hat. I've been trying to give away a hat for like 3 years. Nobody has won one yet. Soon. It's always soon. You call tomorrow. I'll call now. I'll call now. IKEA theme name. What is meatball in Swedish? Meatball in Swedish. The printer will be called Köttbullar. Although it's pronounced Köttbullar. IKEA meatball. What do they call it at IKEA? Okay, so I gotta call it huvudroll. Is this how I would pronounce it? Huvudroll? Is it huvudroll? Huvudroll? Is that the proper way to pronounce it? Huvudroll. Yeah, so this is what the printer is going to be called, by the way, if you want to know. It's going to be called Meatball. There's Kitty. Hello, Kitty. I'm guessing that's awful pronunciation of a great printer name. I mean, it's meatball, it's just Swedish. It's a Swedish meatball. Steve's Discord profile image. I'm not in Steve's Discord, I don't think. What is, where? I don't think I'm in Steve's Discord, I'll be honest. I don't even know how to get on Steve's. Nobody has sent me an invite for Steve's Discord, so I'm not on it. Also, if you send me just a heads up, I don't know who sent this. Who is this? Do I know you? No mutual friends. Okay. If you send me a friend request and I don't know you, I don't accept it on Discord. Just a heads up. If you send me a friend request and I don't know you and we don't interact, I don't accept them. I keep my Discord friends list as like a business list for me. So it's actually like people I consider my actual friends. I mean, I consider you guys my friends, but like internet friends. It's not the same thing. So like legit friends and business. So what I get like at least half a dozen random friend invites a week on Discord, and I don't know who you are. So if I don't know who you are, I don't accept. Just otherwise it would be completely filled. It's bad enough I leave my Twitter DMs open. So Andrew, just link Steve's Discord image in my Discord. I'll take a look at it. Dang it, now I want some Swedish meatballs. It's a very pink. Yeah, it's LDO pink. It is LDO pink. LDO industrial blue is the accent color, which it looks like a gray, but it's an industrial blue. And then it's a space gray frame. And it's the LDO kit. Oh God. Like, I hate AI images. But yeah, okay. When we were in Japan, when we were in China, all the Chinese grannies, they called him the silver fox. Yeah, they called him Yin Hu, silver fox. That's what they called him over there. Where can we buy LDO filament at? I don't know who the official importer of it is in the US. I don't even know if they have one in Canada. Jason sent it to me. So. I will say this printer is surprisingly quiet. Like, here, let me turn the filters off. Filters, let me turn the filters off. Filters are off, and music is muted. I don't know about you. That is very quiet. This is a very quiet printer. This is a very quiet printer. And that's with all my filters off for like noise canceling and whatnot. That is something that I think a lot of people kind of don't realize. Vorons are surprisingly quiet printers if you build them stock. If you go crazy with some aftermarket motors and like some crazy fans, yeah, they get loud. But if you build like a stock LDO Trident or V2 kit with like what it comes with, Vorons are surprisingly quiet printers. Like when this thing's printing, the VVD is the loudest part of it. You know, if the 350, there is also a loss of printing area. The Trident R2 by itself has no loss of printing area. The Trident R2 has no loss of printing area compared to an R1 Trident. A Trident R2 with a Bondtech index system on it, yes, will lose some travel in the Y. You'll lose about 10 millimeters in the Y, regardless of what frame size it is, because now you have the docks in the front. So, yeah. So I'm putting it on a 350. If you really need that extra 10 millimeters of Y, just buy some longer extrusions, buy 4 longer extrusions, and stretch your frame out a little bit. Just do that. But you have to remember you only have enough. You only have like 10 millimeters of over travel, plus and minus, with the rails. So there is going to be a little bit more shimmy room for that, for moving stuff around on the R2 Trident, because that's one thing that's kind of new with the R2 Trident. You actually have room to move the bed around. So you have a little bit, but regardless, you need to be able to reach up to the front to grab the tools and then reach all the way back to the back of the bed. So even if going with like a slightly bigger frame, you might also have to find like 360 millimeter rods or rails versus 350 on a 300 build, because your rails are always 50 millimeters bigger than your print volume. Jason's here? Where's Jason? Hi, Jason. How you doing, buddy? It's done. It is fully done. It is so done. I put the bottom panel on it. This printer, this is the first like fully finished printer I've done in, well, except for this is the first Voron I've built for myself that is fully done with the bottom panel and everything. The only other one that I put a bottom panel on was the one we built for Gloop, because that one, you know, was for Gloop. This is the first Voron I built that actually has everything on it that it's supposed to have on it that comes with the kit. And yes, the color is amazing. This camera is probably the closest to the real color. These ones, they kind of, actually, you know what? With the new light I have in here, it is actually captured better. With the new light that I put in here, this is actually captured a little bit better. The old light had a little yellow to it, so it wasn't capturing. This is actually now pretty close to screen accurate. But oh yeah, Jason, do you want me to send you a list of the stuff we talked about at Rocky Mountain? Just because I can't remember if you remember and if I remember. I should probably send you a DM with all the stuff that's next on the list for builds. Because it was like, what was it? It was the monolith, baby belt. There might have been some other stuff. I can't remember. We'll talk. Yeah, this is LDO colors. This is the LDO pink. This is LDO plum pink, and then LDO industrial gray, or industrial blue. I think it is industrial blue. So Turned out so good. It's so quiet. I love how quiet it is. Can we have a 40-40, 40-20 monolith frame kit? Baby Belt Pro. Dude, Baby Belt Pro, I can't wait to do. I'm looking for it. I've been wanting to build a Baby Belt for like 4 years, and now there's finally good kits for them. So. Need to figure out how we can vibe code it so it can print people's names and drop them into a hat during stream. LDO makes filament now? Yeah. When Jason's not at trade shows, he's in the warehouse extruding filament. How's the print quality? It's really good. I don't know where. Oh, you know what? My son took it. I had a bunny or something I printed on this, and my son took it. It prints really good. It does print really good. My son took the one good, like the last print I did on this, but it does print really good. We're printing a bunny right now. We're printing a knitted bunny. Well, we need the monolith gantry for the high temp Toasty Boy rebuild. And then also, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in DMs probably. Also on, when is it, Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, May 12th, is supposed to be a Starship launch. The first flight of the Block 3, or the V3 Starship. If I can, we will be covering it we'll stream it on Twitch. We'll do a Twitch stream. Because I think, yeah, I don't know exactly when. I gotta figure that out. Next week is gonna be a write-off completely. Jason, cheers, buddy. Cheers. Jason, $49.99. Happy Saturday, everyone. Let's keep DIY and don't let it down. LDO will be there. LDO is awesome. LDO is awesome. If you are, I'm putting on my shill hat here. If you're looking for printer kits, you can't go wrong with LDO. They make good stuff. Printer parts, kits, accessories, and more. Check them out. I think I have the link to the resellers below. Another lifting catch. It's the first flight of the Block 3. So the V3 starships are actually meant to be more production, like actually capable of going to orbit and delivering payloads and, you know, doing tankers and shit like that. The first two blocks were like just getting data. Just yeet them out there and get as much data. The V3 is actually like, yeah, no, these shit, like, we're actually meant to use these. It can actually, like, do what we said the first block can do. So the first flight is going to be just a quick suborbital hop into the Indian Ocean, because unfortunately, because they are so big, literally Starship, the ship, has half the mass of the space station. So they need to prove that they can put it into orbit and then properly deorbit it before they're allowed to go to orbit. Because the last thing they want to do is launch it into an orbital orbit and then go to deorbit it and something go wrong, and then you have something that weighs half as much as the space station that could come down anywhere. And that would be bad. So. Still have my 2.4350 from the first year at Rocky Mountain I won. Nice. I mean, this one right here, like here, the fun part of open source. This is the LDO, I can't remember which LDO V2 kit it is, but this is an R2 V2. We built this in 2022. It's got a VVD on it. It's got a Jabberwocky on it. All I did is replace the tool head and put a VVD on it. Like, the joy of open source, right? You're not going to be buying, you know, there's not many commercial off-the-shelf printers from 5 years ago. The V2 is a 6-year-old printer design. It came out in 2020. There's not many 3D printers that at 6 years old, you could update them to be a multi-material compatible system. I mean, I could put an index on here easily and make it a tool changer. Like, you ain't doing that with your bamboo. Can't wait for the next catch. I don't think they're gonna catch. They'll probably, because it's also the first flight of the Block 3 booster. They're probably gonna yeet the booster into the Gulf, but they're gonna do like a fake landing in the Gulf where they pretend they're catching it, but offshore. And then if it's good, apparently the rumor is if this flight goes good, the next flight, and if you want to know how close the next flight is, they've already built the ship for it. They already have the ship built. They already have ship 40 built. They're doing cryo testing on it right now. They just got to test it and put the engines in it. So they're starting to assembly line these things. The next flight would be one where the ship goes orbital and they do a booster catch. And by orbital, they're actually going to deploy Starlinks too while they're up there. They might as well. They might as well yeet out 50-something Starlinks while they're up there. They're already up there. So. Do they have to make a bigger barge? They can't. The boosters are not designed to land. The boosters are designed to be caught. So the booster comes into the landing pad and basically lands exactly where it takes off, but the arms just go heh and catch it. If you haven't seen it, it is the most insane thing in the world. Like, I don't know if anyone here in chat hasn't seen it yet. But, okay, so you know how the Falcon 9, so it separates, yeah. You know how the Falcon 9s come in and they land? This comes in, that is the engines on fire from thermal re-entry. So it literally just kind of comes back down. It's flying, by the way. It's on that angle because it's actually flying. It fires up all the engines, slows down. Look at the shock waves going through the air. Get that slow motion. I can't play the music or I'll get DMCA'd. This is also slowed down. It's much faster than this. And then they just kind of catch it. They just catch it. And then they could just put it right back down and fuel it up again. That's the plan. So as much as I'm not a fan of Muskie, you gotta admit that shit's pretty cool. Like, so this is real time. So this is real time. So it fires up like 13 engines to hit the brakes, and then it goes down to like 3 engines to drive it in. And then it just gets caught. And it's like, okay, we caught it. That's pretty cool. Because it makes sense. It's like, if you're going to land on landing legs, then you also need to have all the fuel and the equipment to take the weight of the legs up with you and then bring the legs down with you. Whereas if you catch it, you're not bringing up hardware you don't need. If you catch it, you leave the heavy hardware for the landing on the ground. So, Gwen Shotwell is the CEO. Yeah, apparently a lot of SpaceX people were really happy when Muskie went to go faff around with Twitter, because they're like, great, he's out of here. We can actually work properly and not have to deal with him. I've talked to some SpaceX engineers. They're good folks. I've also worked for a company that had to deal with Elon and Tesla and SpaceX. And pigeon CEO is a term I heard thrown around a lot. So. Going to launch 40? Launch 40 of what? Most of the boost structure is in tension and compression. Yeah. But it's mostly empty too. Like, it literally lands, they catch it with the same hardware they lift it up with. Like the chopsticks and the catch points are literally how they pick it up and put it on the thing. So it's like, and it's mostly empty by the time it comes into land, so. But what do you mean launch 40? What do you mean launch 40? This will be the 12th flight of Starship, unless you're talking about another launch. That is something I would love to see. That is something I've yet to see. I've yet to see a space launch. That is something on my bucket list of things I would love to see, is an actual space launch from the Cape or Texas or even Vandenberg. I'll take Vandenberg. So that is something I would love to see, a rocket launch. Now, I've launched a rocket, and by rocket I mean an 84mm Carl Gustav recoilless anti-tank gun, but it's not the same as watching a rocket. It's not the same. I mean, they both make you deaf. How practical is a railgun for equipment launching? It depends if your equipment can handle the acceleration and the G-forces. So for us humans and other fleshy things made out of meat, not good. But for like, oh hey, we're mining lunar regolith for raw materials and we need to send compressed packets of metal back to Earth. Yeah, sure, eat that shit. You know, for having incorrect input shaping values, this thing is printing beautifully. Oh, if I lived within like a day's drive of any launch complex, I would totally make that drive often to go see a launch. I love space. I love space. My little guy loves space. Like when we go up to Ottawa this summer, we're going to the Air and Space Museum they have up there. And no, it's mostly air. I don't think they do have like a spacesuit, I believe. That's about it, but. Spin launches stalled for those reasons. Yeah, the problem with using those kind of kinetic launch vehicles is the acceleration and the G-force. Like, it makes sense for like resource extraction, right? Where you're just extracting a resource, you put it in a container, it's super dense, and it's all inert, and you're just yeeting that shit. Then it makes sense for like kinetic launching. But the moment you're putting payloads in it, and humans or other things you need to survive, complex machinery. Look up HARP. Look up HARP. Not the one that controls the weather. HARP. HARP. Cannon. What is it called? Project HARP. The High Altitude Research Project. This was a 16-inch gun mounted in the ground. There's a bunch of good YouTube videos on it, but they did a whole bunch of stuff testing, having do like electronics and whatnot by launching shit out of a cannon to space. So, like, they got stuff up to, what's a kilofeet? Oh, 1,000 feet. Like, they got stuff pretty damn high. Yeah, kilometers. They were launching shit into space with a cannon. The problem is, launching something into space is actually surprisingly easy. Getting stuff to orbit is the hard part. So yes, with a big cannon, you could shoot something up into space. I mean, we all say like, oh, the Soviets were the first people to put a satellite in space. Yeah, you want to know who the first person to put something in space were? Like just to get something into space? It's our good pals, the Nazis, with the V2. That thing went to space. It was just suborbital. Like the first pictures of Earth from space were taken by V2 rockets. They just never got them orbital. So when the Soviets went orbital, that was a big thing. Oh, Starship Hull 40. Oh, okay. Flight 13. Yeah, Flight 13 is, if you're lucky, Flight 13, you might see a booster catch. Yeah. Because if you watch like the space, when you watch a launch with like Starship or whatever, like you'll see it. It's like they get to space pretty quick. They're not going that fast when they get to space, and then they turn this way and they go for a long time until they go fast. So it's easy to get to space. It's hard to stay in space. First, what is it? First man-made object in space. Yeah, the first man-made, according to this clanker here, first man-made object in space was the German V2 rocket. Test rocket, that. First object to go to space. I don't think I could play the video because if they put up the Nazi logo, I'll probably get demonetized right away. I seen a video where somebody was like watching some historical thing and it showed Hitler and it showed the Nazi flag and whatever, and like their YouTube got pulled right away. So we're not gonna tempt that. We're not gonna tempt fate. No, the manhole cover was from the nuclear tests. The manhole cover was from Project Plowshare. I can't remember one of the tests. And let's be honest, the manhole cover probably got instantly vaporized. But if it did make it to space, that would have been cool. It would have been going Mach FU. Clipper mission, Europa Clipper. Oh, Europa. Did they launch Europa Clipper already? I thought they already launched Europa Clipper. Europa Clipper? I thought they already launched that. Yeah, they did launch it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was launched in 2024. When does it get there, though? Oh, it's coming back to Earth at the end of this year. It'll be back around Earth in December. And then it will perform flyby aerobing in Europa. Oh, 2030, 2030. Plum Bob, that's what it was. Plum Bob. Bob Plum. Oh no, where is that? Did I scratch it? Is there, oh no, we're good. It's like, I don't want to scratch it. Although, is that yeah, dog hair. I wonder how practical it would be to take like a piece of wire, just run a ground wire and just tape it against your acrylic frame or acrylic panels just so you don't build up static electricity. I wonder if that's something practical to do. Like I remember when they launched the first, Pluto flyby mission. It was like, oh, that's going to take forever to get to Pluto. And now, was it Deep Horizon? Was it called Deep Horizons? Far Horizons? Horizons? I can't remember. Anyways, the probe they sent to Pluto is now as far away from Pluto as Earth is from Pluto. So like, Earth is here, Pluto's here. So the time it took from here to get to here, it is now that far on the opposite side. New Horizons, that's what it is. So it is now twice as far away as Pluto. It just keeps going. Crimp the M. Well, here's the thing. I don't need aluminum tape. I have copper tape. I have a whole roll of copper tape. Because I bought this stuff for wrapping the electronics on my FPV quads, wrapping cables on my FPV quads for EMF. So I have a bunch of this stuff. About the mechanics of orbits and allow you to board a constantly moving habitat that orbits from Earth. Yeah, there's a whole thing with shuttle orbits. And where you basically have like tethers that spin, that fling stuff, and then they get caught and decelerated. Because that's like the big problem from going from the Earth to the moon. It's like coming back from the moon. The reason that coming back from the moon is so dangerous is the re-entry speeds. Because you're coming in at Mach FU. Because you're coming in so freaking fast. And the problem is no ship usually has the delta V left over to slow down. So like Falcon 9s, when they re-enter the atmosphere, they do a little burn really high up to like bleed off some speed so that they don't burn up in the atmosphere. They don't need heat shielding. Starship can't do that. It doesn't have the extra fuel for that. So it has to tank the heat. Well, if you think about it, if you had enough fuel, you could just do a really big deceleration burn and not need crazy heat shielding. The problem is the rocket equation is an evil mistress and F's with all the things that are fun with the world, and we can't do cool shit like that. Like Avatar. Avatar 2 did this amazingly. The ships in Avatar have a shit ton of delta V. Okay, the ships in Avatar, not the last bear, we're talking giant hot blue cat ladies, not airbenders. That one, James Cameron's Avatar. The ships in Avatar have a shit ton of delta V. They're powered by matter, antimatter engines with, you know, room temperature, superconductors and shit. So they're able to do shit that current science can't do with chemical engines. But anyways, when they get to Pandora the second time and they're dropping whole habitats onto the surface, the ships just burn their engines and just enter the atmosphere. They just burn off all the delta V so that they're basically just gently falling through the atmosphere with these giant rocket plumes burning everything below them. But they have enough delta V to do that. So they don't need heat shielding to get through the atmosphere. They don't need, because they can slow down. And then the thing is, you would think that the ship, oh, how does it, it's an interstellar ship, how does it handle it? It's the same forces on the ship going this way as it did when it's propelling. It needs to support 1 G of force. That's it. It's just 1 G of vertical acceleration. So the ship just burns its engines, comes down, drops the payload, and just burns back up and goes into orbit. If you have enough fuel, you could do a lot of cool shit. The problem is, the rocket equation is not friendly to chemical engines, and that's all we kind of have right now. So, that's why for the HLS Starship, the Human Lander Starship, they have to launch it into orbit. By the time it gets to orbit, it's empty. It's got no gas. Then they have to launch like 12 more starships up to a tanker to fill up the tanker, because it can only do like 100 tons of fuel at a time, transfer all 1,200 tons of fuel to the HLS, and that has enough fuel to go from the Earth to lunar orbit, where Artemis docks with it, the astronauts get on it, has enough fuel to go down and land on the moon, then take off from the moon, get back into lunar orbit, put the people back in Artemis, and then I think they have to send another tug out there to put a little bit more fuel in it so it can come back to Earth. Like, chemical rockets suck, but it's all we got. Plans to use, yeah, I think, Joel, they were planning on that, and I think they kind of dropped the idea because it's kind of not. It turns out just regular kind of heat shields because they tried that on the one Starship and it didn't work out too well. So they're just kind of using traditional heat shields and stainless steel, which can just kind of tank the heat. Because what doomed the space shuttle is if the space shuttle lost a tile, below it was aluminum, which would just melt. Whereas Starship lands with holes in it. It don't care. Starship don't give a fuck. Starship's awesome. It just half burnt up, wings falling off. Yeah, it lands. Oh, we're 3 meters off. Whoop-de-doo. It's insane how Starship is able to survive those re-entries. Like, think about it. Go back and watch IFT-4. That thing came in at night with its wings burning off and still landed under power. It's insane. Every Starship that has made it to the re-entry, controlled. There's been a couple that have been tumbling into re-entry, but every Starship that has hit atmosphere under control has made it through and done a landing that if it didn't blow up when it fell over, you could have walked away from. That's insane. Yeah, Starship is like a honey badger. Yeah, it don't care. Like the last one they did, they left a bunch of tiles off, and as it's landing, the buoy cam is watching it. It's venting liquid oxygen out of its main tank through the side because it literally just burned a hole in it. It don't care. It don't care. Dropping the carbon fiber and going to stainless steel was probably one of the, like, looking back in retrospect, everyone's like, what are you doing? Stainless steel? You're building a rocket? And it's like, no, that shit can tank shit. It's a tank. Plus, just wait till we get these things reflown a couple times, and they get that nice patina on it from like the, you know how steel gets like those blues and oranges from the heat treatment, and starships are going to start getting that. Those will look really cool. Voyager hitting 1 light day in November. Oh dang! I'm hoping that thing keeps on trucking. Like, I think they're down to not a lot of power left. The Expanse, yeah, in the Expanse they have the horribly named, looking back at it nowadays, the Epstein drives. That basically allow for constant acceleration. So all the ships in the Expanse are built like towers, like skyscrapers, because they basically use the fact that they're always accelerating. You accelerate halfway to your destination, then you turn the ship around and you decelerate the other half to your destination. So you always have, I think they like standardize around 0.3 G. So you always have light artificial gravity on the ships just from constant G-force. But the problem is, for that to work, you need to have a propulsion system that can run constantly. That's like, other than centrifugal, which has issues unless you get really big, and then it has issues of mass and ripping itself apart. Except for centrifugal, constant acceleration is like really the only way to really do artificial gravity. The problem is constant acceleration kind of violates the laws of thermodynamics. And those things are kind of pesky. Stainless steel doesn't work. Well, it just got to work long enough. Apparently they're saying the Starship Block 3, the V3, is good for 48 hours in orbit. Now, I don't know if that's based on the fact that it doesn't have solar panels and it can only, like, the batteries only last that long or what, but that is what they are saying, that it's good for 48 hours in orbit. Which, considering it's only meant to go up, deploy a bunch of Starlinks, and then also fuel up a tanker, that should be enough. That is something that, like, you don't think about. Batteries. Power in space is like a crazy limiting factor. Like, yeah, now we have solar panels on ships, like the Orion has solar panels, but like the big problem with Apollo 13 was like they used fuel cells that used, like, what is it, hydrogen and oxygen. They used like a chemical reaction to generate power, and they lost that when they blew out the service module there. And so it's like, power limitations. Anyone who's played Kerbal Space Program and forgot to put solar panels on a probe, you learn how quickly spacecraft don't work when you don't have power. And they use a decent amount of power, apparently. So right now, the Nighthawk is sitting at a 66-degree temperature, and it's holding that. I don't have a chamber thermistor. That is something I wish I had put in this, and I might put in the future, is just put a chamber thermistor in here, because I don't have one. But, I mean, it's warm. It's 10:16, so you have 45 minutes to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. So make sure you enter. God damn, I'm sorry. I don't know how you can justify the price of Pi. Yeah, 16 gigs of RAM, cool, but like, it's so little processing power for $300. Like, I don't get this. Like, I have an N150 computer, an N150. I got a whatchamacallit, a Zima board 2. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. It costs as much as this, and it has an N150, which is more powerful. What do you think about AI data center? AI data centers in space period is the dumbest thing ever. Heat. Okay? Heat. You can generate infinite power on Earth with solar. You could do it in space too. You just have to use batteries to store it at night, okay? And there is some efficiency losses due to atmosphere, obviously. But guess what? You don't have to fly that shit up in a spaceship and maintain it using astronauts. So one, power is much easier to get on Earth. You can get infinite free power on Earth. It's just some efficiency losses and you need batteries at night, or you just use nuclear and F it. Because nuclear is safe, you know, it's actually safe, you know, unless you're Soviet and you're too dumb to boil water safely. Like we don't use nuclear power because Soviets were too dumb to boil water. Anyways, and heat. You can't dissipate heat anywhere near as easily in space. There is no way to dissipate the amount of heat that any standard, you know, Earth-sized AI data center outputs, right? You can't dissipate the heat. Space is cold, yes, but it's also a vacuum, okay? A vacuum, the thing that insulates. We use vacuums in our thermoses to insulate stuff. So having something hot in space, it radiates the heat through just radiation. It doesn't have anything to suck the heat away. So, like, look up how big the space station is and how big the radiators are on the space station, and it's not an AI data center. So you would need solar panels the size of like cities in space to power these things, and you would need radiators 3 times that size to dissipate the heat of one that you could just build in a warehouse down the street and plug it into a lake to cool it. Let alone the fact it's in fucking space. And if we need to upgrade the GPUs, send Bob up there in a spacesuit, hope he doesn't die. It is the dumbest, that is how, like, it is such a dumb tech bro thing. It is one of those ideas that just is not feasible anywhere. Now, if we had space elevators, and going to space was literally hopping on an elevator and you go up and you're in space, and there was no penalty in terms of cost or ease of use to go to space, it would still not make sense to do them in space because it would still be easier to do them on the ground. Now, if Europa, we determine, okay, Europa doesn't have any life on it at all, it's okay for us to go, you know, humanity F yeah on the planet. Okay, cool. And there's like a bunch of uranium on Europa or something. Okay, cool. Turn Europa into a giant data center. Cool. It's water cooled. How do you get the data back home? You got to transmit that data. And there's a bottleneck. Because that's another problem with data centers, is you need to transmit all this data. And right now, there are ways to transmit a lot of data. When they went to the moon, like last month, they were streaming 4K 60 from the moon. They had like an 80 megabit connection to the moon using lasers. That's not enough to transfer all the data from a data center though. So you have to deal with data transmission, you have to deal with power generation, you have to deal with radiation of heat, and then also you have to deal with maintenance and costs. It costs a lot of money to send shit up to space. So yes, AI data centers are like one of those, like, is the Earth, did we really land on the moon? Yeah, no, oh. It's one of those kind of things. It's a very good way to weed out people that actually have like actual critical thinking, because it is not viable in any way. Unless some sort of like weird technology breakthrough. Now, I'm not saying it's never going to happen. There is a chance that something that's beyond our current understanding changes, and it suddenly becomes more viable. Maybe we figure out, hey, quantum computing works better in microgravity because of some reason, and because quantum computing works so good and the efficiency gains from running it in space make sense, and we suddenly develop super efficient solar panels and ways to radiate heat in space, and we develop new technologies and it's viable, then it's viable. But with our current technology and our current understanding of physics, with our material sciences, it does not make any sense to put a data center in space. Really long Ethernet cables. It's just a really long cable, and you gotta like grab it as it like gets dragged by your house and plug it in for a minute, and then you gotta let it go so the space station keeps going. Like, I'm not saying it's never gonna happen, because we don't know what the future holds tech-wise. Remember in, like, was it 1902 that there was that newspaper article, humans will never fly, and you know, a year later the Wright brothers do it, and then like 50 years later we're walking on the frickin' moon. So, like, I'm not saying it's never going to happen. It's just we would need a drastic change in technology and physics understanding to make it viable. So I have not played Pragmata. I've heard good things. I heard it's very dad coded, and I kind of want to play it, but I have a feeling if I play that game on stream, I'm going to bawl my eyes out. So yeah. Neutrinos and other cosmic rays. Yeah, radiation, like actual radiation is a problem too in space. Three Mile Island, if you stood outside the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant during the whole thing, and while that whole thing was going down, you just sat there and ate bananas, you would get more radiation from the bananas you ate than from 3 Mile Island during their whole incident. It did not leak much radiation, if any. You get a bit flip. ECC memory everywhere. Yeah, GPUs are too horribly inefficient, too. Plus, if you thought people complained about Starlink satellites gumming up the view for people with telescopes, imagine how it's going to be when you have like massive multi-football field size solar panels orbiting the Earth constantly to power data centers. How do you think that's going to go over? Hey, Rose. Yeah, Chernobyl was a big F up. Again, so much problems exist today because so many, like, look at Germany. Germany abandoned nuclear power. Dumbest thing in the world. Here in Canada, we're going to start building more nukes, which is great. Nukes for everyone. But so much of the anti-nuclear power thing, one, it's driven by gullible or useful idiots and propaganda. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but look it up. Useful idiots is a thing. But the other problem is people got scared because, again, Soviets were too dumb to boil water. Because Soviets were too dumb to boil water with magic rocks, we have to rely on burning dinosaurs to power our cars. I want to make a shirt that says that. Because Soviets were too dumb to boil water with magic rocks, we have to use dead dinosaurs to turn my light bulb on. I'm going to make that a shirt. I want to make that a shirt. Oh, this printer is printing beautifully. I could probably bump the speeds up a bit. It only has a stock Revo in it. So we're not flow cap, but I'm running it at like the stock Voron speeds. Like in the slicer, so nothing crazy. But no one is. Everyone's people are, because fusion is. You want to know who makes money off fusion energy? People who make videos saying fusion energy is 20 years away, because it's always 20 years away. The only people making money off fusion are the people that make videos and write articles about how fusion is constantly 20 years away. Nuclear power is slow. It's slow to bring online and it is expensive, but in the long run, it is a net positive, and the waste is a massively overblown issue. Yes, it does generate nuclear waste, but it is actually a very minuscule problem, and it is very manageable with the right precautions. It is not a crazy thing to deal with. Like, think, if we went all in with nuclear in the 60s, we wouldn't be burning dinosaurs right now, right? And then, we could always just go crazy with solar. Solar panels are dirt cheap nowadays thanks to China. The Tesla taxi car? It's the dumbest vehicle in the world. I will never use one. Why? How am I going to fit, 3 people in a car that only fits 2? The Tesla's a dying company. There's a reason Musk is trying to, tie it into SpaceX. If you notice, Musk constantly merges companies that are failing together so that he can suddenly have more value so he can get his stock bonuses. Everything he touches except for SpaceX is shite. Remember Solar City? Remember Solar City? Yeah, no, the Tesla Cybercab is the dumbest vehicle in the world. Who wants a cab that only holds 2 people? Right? Why would you design a cab that only holds 2 people? Oh wait, because tech bros are single. And those are the only, it's only because tech bros would use it. And they're all like tech bros, so they don't have families. That's why. That's why. Yeah, the radioactivity off. Yeah, you get less radiation from nuclear, waste than you do from mining coal. And also, coal, mining coal is not exactly the healthiest job in the world. Got the black lung. Yeah, like down under. If I would love, if somehow, if it's not happening, it's been 5 years, it's not happening. But if my YouTube channel were to ever like pop off, which we know it ain't happening, or like I win the lottery tomorrow, the first thing I'm doing is buying a couple acres just out of town, far enough away that I can buy some land and have a little privacy, but not far away that it's like an hour drive to Costco. I want to live somewhere where it's like, the city's right there if I need it, but I have some land and I have a little property. Normal size house, shop, like have a shop on the property, couple hundred feet, couple hundred square feet, 1,000, 1,500 square feet, enough room that I can drive a car in and work on it and do all this shit out of that, and then cover the whole roof with solar and put batteries and try and run as much of it off grid as I could. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. But right now, it makes 0 sense for me to go solar. The way my house is shaped, my house is aligned north-south. So the long span of my roof is split down the middle like this. So half my roof only gets sun in the morning, half only gets sun in the afternoon. And then I also have a garage that makes it so really only half only gets sun in the afternoon. So I'd have to put double the solar panels I need. And I'm at a latitude where the angle it would hit is not great. So not only would it only be hitting it in the morning, it would be hitting it at an angle in the morning. It's not like the sun goes over my head. The sun kind of goes like that. So yeah, it kind of sucks. Yes, I've been following Jaka and Jakku and Zip Tie Tuning. I know, I'm well aware. I'm living vicariously through them right now. Set up on the edge of the suburbs with roofs. I mean, we get deer near my house every now and then. I see deer in the farm fields near my house, but I got that 15 acres. Costco's 15 minutes away, and I generate 7.5 kilowatts an hour when it's really sunny. Nice. Yeah, I think every male at some point in their life wants to start up a car modifying YouTube channel with their buddies. It's like everyone at one point watched Top Gear and wanted to do a dumb car challenge, a cheap car challenge. Put a 1 in chat if you have watched Top Gear and you seriously considered buying cheap cars with your buddies and doing dumb challenges with them. I think we've all done that. The problem is car channels are expensive to run because you got to buy cars for them, and cars aren't cheap. Like my end goal is just have a shop where I can just do dumb projects and just live stream from a shop. I would love, that's my like end goal, is just have enough, have a location that is just a shop. We have some bridge ports, some lathes, a bunch of printers, and we just do random projects and I just stream. I just stream a couple days a week doing dumb projects on YouTube. That's all I would love to do in life. Problem is, I live in an area where it doesn't make sense. Where I live in the suburbs. My property is not big enough, nor anywhere near viable enough to like put a barn on it. It would take up my whole backyard. And building code would not like it, and my neighbors would not like it. And it would be in my backyard, and the only way to get there would be through like the 4-foot gap between the houses, so that nothing big is getting back there. And there's no like workshops near me to rent. That doesn't exist. I would have to drive. I have looked. There was a period about 2 years ago when the channel was doing a bit better and growth was a bit better, where I was seriously considered trying to find a space to rent to do the channel out of, and it just was not viable. Every location I found that was even remotely near budget was like a 45-minute drive, and that's not viable. So. A barn in Southern Ontario. I mean, let's what do we got for commercial? Commercial. Let's see what's around me for commercial. Oh, here we go. Okay, this doesn't have any information. This is, you know, within an hour of my house, not even, but look at this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, that would be perfect. Look at this big shop. Oh, we got a car lift. Oh, this would be amazing. So I'm assuming it's this whole property here. Oh, we got a little lean-to. Oh, this would be perfect. How much? Oh, 1.5 million. 1.5 million. And it's only within the half hour of the house. There's an old pot shop. There's an old pot shop in a couple towns over. Oh, it's only 500,000. Like that's the problem where I'm at. There's no, you know, rent like 1,000 square foot, like, you know how you have those commercial places that's kind of like a strip mall where it's just like a bunch of buildings. They're just concrete. They're like, it's like one concrete, you know, concrete block building, and they have like, you know, a garage door, and they're like 1,000, 1,500 square feet, and it's like inside you have like a little bathroom or an office, and then a big open area, and then like a power panel, and there, you know, construction companies rent them, body shops rent them, like that kind of thing. Those exist where I live on the other side of town, 30 to 45 minutes away. So like, it's not viable, which sucks, because I would love to just, you know, have something like that. Kind of like how Mandic really has, like what Mandic really has, or even Joel. Like that's a setup. That's all the kind of setup I would need, but that shit just doesn't exist near me. It just doesn't. So here we are, building printers in my garage. Hey, Henrik. You weren't at, did you come to Smurf? I don't think I saw you at Smurf. Were you at Smurf? I can't remember. I don't think you weren't at Rocky Mountain. Alaska, but it's too, yeah, but Alaska land is cheap, isn't it? Like, at least Alaska land is cheap. Simple life is nice. I mean, there are advantages to not having to deal with the rent. There are advantages to that. Also, Hendrik, what are you doing up at this hour? Isn't it like, oh, dark stupid where you're at? Buy a car factory in Detroit. I don't want to have to cross the border into America to go to work every day. I know people that do that. It's a pain in the butt. You'll be at Jerf? Nice! I won't be at Jerf. Jerf would be cool to go to, but it's way outside the budget. 4:30 a.m. Oh, so you're just waking up. Ah. Yeah, car factory in Detroit. Then it could be like RoboCop. Yeah, like, let me see if I can find, like, what I was talking about. There's a couple. I saw one. I found one a while ago that would have been great. It was like 1,200 square feet. It was just like basically a rectangle with a little bathroom and a power panel. It was previously used by like a plumbing company, and it was like 1,200 square feet. It was, I think it was like $2,000 a month for rent, power included. I would have had to put in something for heating and cooling though. I would have had to sort out heating and cooling. Didn't have heating or cooling. And I was like, ooh, this would work perfectly, except for the fact it was 40 minutes away. And I'm like, I'm not driving 40 minutes to go check on a print and then come home. Like every other YouTuber that I know that has a shop, they're all within like 5-10 minutes of their house. So they could just drive there in 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. So. Be an official bagel sponsor. You know what? No joking. I would totally, if you were in my area, I would totally be down for doing bagel sponsorships. I don't care. I mean, hell, go buy gamer subs. Go buy some gamer subs. Code Canuck. I got no problem doing that. Shilling non-3D printer stuff. Where's the cheapest land in Canada? So, anywhere where nobody wants to live. So anywhere in this area. Anywhere up here. Because it's Arctic tundra. Cheapest land, like the cheapest place to live, it used to be the Maritimes. I think the Maritimes have gotten expensive again. I don't know, Saskatchewan? Manitoba? I don't know. The problem is housing market in Canada is stupid because we rely so much on it for our GDP and they won't let housing prices go down. But that's like most of the Western world has the same problem. Their plastic cups kind of suck. They retain your drink flavor. I've never noticed that. I've had a couple cups change color from a certain drink. Some drinks will stain the cup, but I've never noticed it keeping its flavor. I wash them in the dishwasher, so I've got like a half dozen cups. So every time they send me a resup of gamer subs, they send me a cup. So I will say, out of like all the companies I partner with, Gamer Subs is like one of the best in terms of like how responsive they are and like accommodating and shit. And it's like, yeah, man, just, you know, shout out the product every now and then on stream. Have the code linked and have at her. They don't care. You want to use it in a video, like in the video, go buy Gamer Subs, whatever. They don't care. They're down for it. Like the only reason I have a Gamer Subs sponsorship is somebody from Gamer Subs was just like looking up 3D printer shit and came across my channel and saw me drinking it on stream and then reached out and like, hey, you want to partner? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? They're like, okay, you're in. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers, Bearded Printer. You enjoy the show? I was actually planning to try and crash the stream and hop on, but never got around to it. So hopefully the streams at Remurf were good. I keep forgetting this is printing. This printer is so damn quiet. I love it. Maritimes are still good compared to the Greater Mont. Oh, dude, I want to know. I will say the my wife's brothers, they both live outside of Sherbrooke. They don't live in Sherbrooke, they live outside of Sherbrooke. There's a couple little towns around the Sherbrooke area. I won't go into more detail than that. They found it took them a while to find their houses because everything that went on the market got snatched up pretty quickly. But from my understanding, they were pretty good value though. Like, nothing was overpriced. It's just not a lot of people were selling. So when stuff did sell, they did actually get pretty good value for it. It was just more of a problem of finding it than actually buying it. So, and they're pretty happy with what they got. So, like sugar-free powder. I mean, the Gamer Subs is sugar-free, so that's why I drink. I drink it so I don't drink pop as much. I used to drink a ton of pop back in the day. And they have it with and without energy. And they have melatonin ones now, too. I should find something on the Canadian side. Their exchange rate is sucks. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I've gotten to the point when people ask about pricing for stuff, it's like, it is what it is. It sucks. Pricing, like I'm looking up stuff because I kind of want to start playing around with Meshtastic, and I've been looking up the stuff, and like all the videos I find are from like 2024, 2025, and they're like, oh yeah, set up a node for $10, and I look up the prices now and it's like $40 because everything has gone up in price. It's like, ooh. Because I'm realizing if I want to play with Meshtastic, I need 2 nodes to talk to each other, and then I would want to set up one, actually like a proper one in a tree out back or something that's solar powered, so it actually acts like a repeater and has long range. But I do kind of want to get one before I go camping this summer or go on the trip, because it'd be fun to bring one around. So, just to try it out. Just to try it out. Oh, and by the way, if you just got a gifted membership, make sure you join the Discord. Tomorrow's video is already, actually, if you are a channel member, you should be able to find it already. It'd be in the check the community post, but tomorrow's video is up live already for channel members, Patreon supporters, or anyone who's in the Discord that's on the Yacht Club channel. So, and because it was funny, this is the intro to the video. Let me pull it up here. I have to play around with some settings here so you guys can hear. Let me mute. So tomorrow's video is on the Voron Phoenix, if you want to know. And in case if you've been paying attention, we've done multiple Voron Phoenix updates at Rocky Mountain over the years. I think this is like the 4th one technically, if you count the V24 one. So it's like every Rocky Mountain we do an update on Voron Phoenix, and it's not out yet. So this is the intro I made for it, and it had like 8 layers to it, and I had to learn how to rotoscope and everything. So hopefully I don't get DMCA'd, but this is the intro for tomorrow's video.
Rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have
covered Voron Phoenix,
and we have become exceedingly efficient at it.
So yeah, this is the intro for tomorrow's video.
Rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have
covered Voron Phoenix,
and we have become exceedingly efficient at it.
Is that Steve? If I didn't have qualms about using AI, I would have replaced his face with either Max or I probably would have used Max. Or even me, but I refuse to use generative AI for any content on my channel or in general. I just don't agree with it. So I can't remember what decibel I had the music at. Let me know if the music's too loud and I'll fix it. So I had to rotoscope him out so that I could put the images on the TV behind him, and that they would be properly covered and whatnot. And then obviously shitty computer voice. Where I'll be next, Rocky Mountain. I was at Rocky Mountain, so you missed Rocky Mountain. That was like 2 weeks ago. So I was there, probably not till Printopia. 3D Printopia would probably be the next event. Unless something pops up in the summer, there is a minute chance I may go to Murph. No guarantees, and I don't bet on it, but there is a chance I may go to Murph. But this summer I'm going on like a 2-week family vacation. Like, we're doing a big family vacation for the first time in years. So, I don't think I'm going anywhere this summer. So probably not till 3D Printopia in September or October. I don't know when it is this year. When is 3D Printopia this year? They've announced the dates, I think, but... The Phoenix have 4. Yes, the Phoenix has 4 30 by 30 beds. So it's the same as the Venture XL. The Venture XL is the same setup, like I have. September? Okay. There's a stupid Apple Fest that I used to go to all the time, that every year now, 3D Printopia is the same weekend as Apple Fest, and I haven't gone in like 4 years. It sucks. Go to Printopia. You're not too far from Philadelphia to Montreal. To Philadelphia isn't too far. Montreal directions. Philadelphia to Montreal isn't too bad, right? No, no, not the Philippines. Not Phillipsburg. Philadelphia. It's a 7-hour drive. Yeah. Philadelphia to Montreal it's a 7-hour drive. You could drive that. That's not too bad. I have a 9-hour drive over this way. I got to go 9 hours across. I got to drive through Ohio. You get to drive through Vermont. Yeah, drive that. Do that. That's a drive. Drive down. Drive down on the Friday. Friday night at a hotel, Saturday night at a hotel, Sunday night at a hotel. Drive home Monday. I mean, that's basically what I do. Only I have a 9.5-hour drive for it. It's an hour a single day. I'm doing a 12-hour drive this summer and then setting up a tent. I have done 18-hour drives in one day. I have driven from Halifax to near Toronto in a day. And I have driven from Kingston, Ontario to Halifax in a day. Renew your passport. Yeah, make sure you get your passport renewed. Don't want to get stuck in America. "26 hours. I've never done 26 hours. I've done, like this summer, we're going from, if you want to map it out, I'm going from like Windsor, Ontario to Nova Scotia. That's like the approximate areas. But we're not doing that in one go. Like we're going up, we're spending a weekend with my brother in Ottawa, then driving from Ottawa to New Brunswick, camping by the Bay of Fundy for a night, and then from there to Sydney, gonna go visit the Fortress of Louisbourg, spend some time in the Highlands, go whale watching and whatnot, go down to Halifax, hang out in Sunnyvale, you know, the huge. The huge. So what's the event? The event in Philly is 3D Printopia. It's an annual event. 3D Printopia has been going on for a while now, but they've moved it to Philadelphia this year. It used to be in Bel Air Homes. Now it's in Philly, which isn't too far. They moved it like 45 minutes up the road into Philadelphia proper. Drove from Providence, Rhode Island to Gainesville, Florida. Ooh. So my belief is if the drive is, if it's a day drive, because here's the thing, like I could fly to Philly, and I've been tempted to do it. The thing is then I can't bring anything, right? I don't like bringing stuff when I fly. I fly carry-on only, so it doesn't leave a lot of room for 3D printed stuff, especially because I don't have a booth at these events, right? So if I were to fly, okay, I gotta leave for the airport 2 to 3 hours early, because one, I fly out of Detroit, so I have to leave so that I can get to the airport. It's a 45-minute drive to the airport. It's not that bad. It's actually really good. 45-minute drive to the Detroit airport. The problem is I have to cross the border. What happens if it's busy at the border? What happens if I get pulled into customs? I could lose an hour there, right? So you don't want to cut it too close. And then also, when you get to the airport, you got to go to airport security and everything. You got to show up like 2 hours early or whatever. You know, it's I show up early all the time. So I usually leave my house 3 hours before my flight. So say, you know, my flight was at 10 a.m., I would leave my house at 7 a.m. Okay? That's usually what I do. Okay, 3 hours before. And it's never served me wrong. Best case, I get to the airport and I sit around for 2 hours. Worst case, I still have an hour or two to get my flight. Okay? Then, you gotta get on your plane. Then you got to fly there. So flying to Philadelphia, it's what, a three-hour flight, whatever. Land, get off the plane, get out of the airport, grab your bag if they made you check it. Then you got to pick up your rental car. Then you got to drive to the venue. Now this year, luckily, I think there's a train that goes from the airport to the venue area, or at least downtown, so you don't need to rent a car like you used to. But still, it's like, you actually only save, I did the math one year. This is when you had to rent a car to drive to 3D Printopia. You save 3 hours. Yes, driving is longer, but when you factor in going to the airport, getting out of the airport, getting your rental car, then driving to the venue, and all like the incidentals that may happen, you only save about 3 hours versus just driving 9 hours. And the big thing is, when you drive 9 hours, the only thing it costs is gas. Versus paying for the hotel, or paying for the flight, paying for the rental car, paying for gas for the rental car, paying for whatever may happen to the rental car. Like, it's you save a couple hours. You're not gaining a day. You save a couple hours, and you spend a lot more money. So it's like, I drive. I just have a bunch of podcasts downloaded, or you know, a few albums that I want to listen to, and my car has auto cruise, so it stays in the lane. I don't got to worry about playing with the throttle or whatever. It keeps the speed, keeps me in the lane, and I just let my car do the driving, and I just zone out and just drive across Ohio and Pennsylvania. And the best part is, because I don't have American plates, all the freaking toll roads in the Midwest of the U.S. And the East Coast, all the toll roads, they all have the cameras. They're like, we're going to mail you the bill if you don't have the thing. And I'm like, you guys never mail me the bill in Canada. So I've never had to pay for the Pennsylvania Turnpike ever. It's great. I have to pay Ohio, because Ohio, they actually have people take toll booths. But I think they stopped that this year. So nobody's ever sent me a bill in the mail. So I haven't had to pay for any of them. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass one day. But for now... Take a Tesla with FSD. Why? Oh, I'm perfectly fine with the level of, I don't trust, the problem is, I don't trust Tesla FSD. I've been in a Tesla that has FSD and seen it do its thing. I would not trust that for a 9-hour drive. I would not trust it, because I would get complacent and then it would fail. And I've seen too many videos of that shit failing to trust it. Versus, hey, keep your hand on the wheel and pay attention. You don't have to sit there constantly adjusting the throttle and constantly tweaking your steering wheel. It just kind of takes the minutia of driving away. So it takes the micro level of driving away, but you still have macro control of the vehicle. That's the way I like to refer to it. You don't have to micromanage the vehicle, but you still have macro control over it with like the lane assist and the auto cruise. I like that. I still want to be in control of my vehicle. I just don't want to have to like deal with the micromanagement of it, especially on long drives. Like, on short drives, if I'm driving in town, I never use my auto cruise. Like when I drive to Costco or whatever, you know, it's like a 20-30 minute drive. I never use my auto cruise for that. Like, put it this way, compared to being in a Tesla with FSD and being in a Chinese EV with FSD, I trust the Chinese BYD from my experience. It just, I don't trust it. I just don't trust it. So I would be constantly worried. I'd be anxious the whole drive, because I'd like, it's working good. It's working so good, I'm going to stop paying attention to it, and then it's going to drive me into the back of an ambulance or something, or ignore the cones on the road or something, or just get blinded by the sun and take an off ramp or something. Like that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Oh god, Terry sends me the bill for the highway. Oh yeah, the 407. The good old, anyone in Ontario? Who in Ontario loves the 407? Put a 1 in chat. Put a 2 in chat if you know what we're talking about. I better not see any 1s in chat. Nobody in Ontario loves the 407. 407 is blood money. You pay the blood money tax to drive the 407 to get around Toronto. If you don't know what the 407 is, it was supposed to be a road that the government built. There would be tolls on it until the road was paid off, and then no tolls. And then, you know, the Ontario, conservative government, they sold it to the mob or whatever. So now you have to pay a stupid amount of money to go around it. Okay. Where is it? Maps. Yeah. So, if you are going to Toronto, Toronto sucks. Driving through Toronto frickin' sucks because you take the 401. It goes through like straight up downtown Toronto. It is horrible. It is like the worst. That's a house. It's the worst road in the world. The 407 is the worst, or the 401 is in Toronto is like the worst road in the world. Okay, it sucks. It's horrible. The traffic's horrible. It sucks. I hate it. You never want to drive on it. It is a horrible road. Okay, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. You don't want to drive the 407 in Toronto. It is or the 401 in Toronto. Okay, you don't. Yeah, it's a horrible road. Okay, you know that road in LA that's always busy? The 401 is worse than that. Okay, and it goes right through downtown, or not downtown. It goes through like the busiest areas. So if you're driving up and you're like, I am going from here to here. Okay, I'm going from here to here. I got to go through Toronto. You can pay to take the 407. So the 407, you get off here and you drive at $1.35 because everyone's going $1.50, and you just cruise. There's not a single piece of traffic. And don't be gullible and get off on the 412, because you get off on the 412 and you're like, I'm out of Toronto. No, you get to here and it's all bumper to bumper traffic all the way until you get out. You get off on the 418. Do not get off on the 412. That is a fool's trap. You never get off on the 412, because anytime you saved here, you're going to waste here. And guess what? It's like another $10 to get off here. So the problem is, it's like $100 to take the damn thing. The toll on it is stupid. But you save 3 hours of your life. So it's like 3 hours of my life in bumper to bumper traffic in Toronto, or $100. It really depends on what mood your kid's in. We'll put it that way. It really depends on how good the trip started. If the trip started good and you're making good time, and the little guy is happy on his tablet or looking out the window, and you still have coffee and you're in a good mood and you don't got to poop, the 401, if you don't hit rush hour, it ain't too bad. You'll lose a little bit of time. You'll always lose time to traffic. But if you're getting there, the little guy's getting angsty, you got to poop, you're hungry, you just want to get out of Toronto, you left late, you forgot something, you had to turn around, you lost 20 minutes, and then you're going to hit 401 at 5 p.m. No, you pay that blood money. You pay that blood toll, and you do not take the 401. You do not. They have signs on the side of the road that, like, if you crash, you call a number and a tow truck just pulls you off the road, because there's no shoulder. They just pull you off the road and you deal with it later. Yeah. So, yeah, this is a DIY kit. This is the Micron, which is a printers for ants, which TLDR, imagine you built a Voron V2 with the same kind of stuff you built a V0 with. So 1515 frame, NEMA, I think this has NEMA 17s in it. But it's basically a mini V2. This is 180 millimeter print volume, fully enclosed. And if you want to build one of these yourself, you can purchase it below from any LDO retailer. This is an LDO kit. It comes with everything you need to build the printer except for the printed parts. And these printed parts are in LDO filament. We have plum pink and industrial blue are the two printed colors. So, and look at it. Look at it. I can pick it up. I can pick it up. Hopefully that doesn't cause a layer shift. And it's quiet. Look at it. Look at it. It's such a nice printer. So yeah. I won't dox it, but this is the view of the Bay of Fundy from the campsite we're staying at. So see all the water there? The water goes down 15 meters in low tide. It is insane. It is insane. West 3D is best 3D. I mean, I put it this way. If you're on the West Coast, buy from West 3D. If you're on the East Coast, buy from Fabrico. If you're in America. That's usually what I tell people. I like both companies. They're both great folks. If you're in the middle, I don't know, buy from KB3D. They're also good. Buy from whoever. They're all good. They're all good. And most of them have the same prices, so at least for the LDO kits. So it's industrial blue. It's industrial blue, which is a very dark bluish gray. Also, we are going to be doing the giveaway in 2 minutes. I was yapping too much. So in 2 minutes, we're going to be doing the giveaway. So I will give you 2 minutes. This is your 2-minute warning. So enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament. Yeah. So this is low tide in that same area. So this is low tide in that same area. Like, the Bay of Fundy has like up to 15 meter, I think it's like 15 to 18 meter tidal swells. It's insane. I do not have a referral code with any of them, nor an affiliate link with any of them. So purchase from whoever you wish to purchase from. Sorry, I started a rant. It's been a while since we had a good rant. And let's be honest, bitching about highways is probably better than some of the other rants I've gone on in terms of not angering my audience in some ways. So I'll take it. I'm out of gamer subs. I'm thirsty. Okay, let's do this giveaway. Let's do this giveaway. If you didn't enter, you'll have another chance on Tuesday, if there is a Tuesday stream. Yeah. There probably will be, but there is a chance there may not be a Tuesday stream. There is most likely not going to be a Monday Twitch stream. So. Save. Okay, let's fire up marbles here. The anti-commie rants. I've never done anti-commie rants. I mean, I will complain about the Soviets not being able to boil water till the end of time because they ruined nuclear power for the rest of us, but... Race. Add names, clear, open. There we go. 198. Random. Bots. 198. Play. So, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you get a free hat from the merch store, which you can check, link below. So let's say, who's our lucky ball today? This one right there. Who is this? Who is this? Sambo Jones. Sambo Jones. If you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel. It'll actually grease your ball up and make it go even faster. That's a pro gamer move right there. My birth country of Armenia still runs a Soviet-era nuke plant, and we know how to boil water, I guess. Well, yeah, you guys are smart. You're not Soviet. You're Armenian. Something about graphite control rods, right? Oh, I know, let's save the layers. Yeah, 1 second here. Let me fix that. There we go. Anyone see Steve Weatherman? We haven't seen him in a bit. Used to him being the top of the list. In Rod we trust. It's an inanimate carbon rod. Oops, Salty Day is in the lead now. Salty Day was in the lead. Okay, so he's around. Okay. It's just like one of those things where like the pizza joint calls a welfare check if their regular doesn't show up. Setting up an A1 combo right now. Nice! Don't put the spool holder on top of it. Don't be one of those people. Put it beside it. Oh. Hey, it's Tor was in the lead. JC! It's a bomb! Maybe some people will get that? I know there's got to be people in my audience who get that. Who get that reference. Put it at full. Can you put a full AMS on it? I don't think. Oh, Ripchan. Ripchin? How do you pronounce that? Ripchin? Ripchin 1. Can you put a regular AMS on a? Did they unlock it? Can you put the AMS Lite on a regular X1 or P1 now, or X series or P series or whatever the heck they're called now? So congratulations, Ripchin. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Golf claps in chat. No hat, I know. One day somebody will win the hat. One day, not today. Definitely not today. But one day, somebody will win the hat. Yes, with the Bamboo Lab A1 Series AMS connection guide and firmware version that you can connect the Bamboo Lab AMS and AMS to a Bamboo Lab A1. Okay. Yeah, that was like so dumb. They're like, hey, we have a new AMS, but it doesn't work with the other printers. So if you bought the A1, say you bought an A1 Mini with the AMS, and then you realize, hey, I'm just going to buy a P1 and just, I'm not going to use the AMS Lite now on the A1 Mini because it's small. I'm going to put it on my P1. And they wouldn't let you do that at first. You had to go buy the other AMS. It's like, that's some Apple tier shady shit in terms of like purposely bifurcating your market. It's like you built the damn thing. You could have made it compatible. And I think they did it finally in a software update or with an add-on or something. So it can do it now. But at first I'm like, this is so like, oh, well, it's not designed to do it. And it's like, you designed the system. You could have made it work. You just chose not to. It's that kind of, when companies do stuff like that, that's what really annoys me. When it's like, you could have easily made it work. You just chose not to. And then your excuse on why it doesn't work is because you designed it to not work that way. So because it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I'm like, brah. Oh, I got a spam. Ooh. Item shared. Copyright warning. Wow, that is totally fake and a scam. Oh, another AI company wants to promote on my channel. Another Meshy AI. FU Meshy AI. You're banned. I have blocked so many email accounts from, what is this? Head AI Publishing, Meshy AI, AHA Creator, Head AI. It's all the same company. And they just keep coming at me with different email addresses. And it's like, no. It's like, no, go away. I will never promote a generative AI service on this channel. I know too many people who design models for a living to F them over doing that. Okay, Ripchen, you got your email. But literally, I get at least a dozen emails a week from companies. Most of them go right to spam now because I have most of them flagged to spam. But I was getting like at least a dozen emails a week from generative AI companies offering to sponsor shit on the channel. And they all go straight to spam or delete because I will never promote that shit on here. I will never. We might play around with it here and there. We might, poke our finger in the water and see how the water temperature is. But I will never promote that shit. I will never promote that shit. It's just scummy. Scummy. I don't like it. Okay. So obviously this print is going to finish after the stream ends. It's, how much time does it have left? Oop, did I close? Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, we still have like another 50. It's only at 47%. The head on this thing is big, apparently. But that overhang is really clean, damn. Okay, so we're going to call it there. We're going to call it there. I want to give a huge shout out, again, to LDO Motors. They provided this kit for this build series. If you are interested in building a Micron Plus of your own or any other LDO kit, I do have a link below to all the LDO resellers. You can check them out. LDO only sells through resellers. They don't sell directly. So you can check them out there. Check whoever's local in your area. Also, huge shout out to Polymaker. They provided the filament that we give away in this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the description below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck and save some money as well. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others or became members of the channel yourself. I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm Taylor Canuck Creator. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I'll see you in the future. Good night.